Alright guys, welcome. Here we have the TQ Open number 5. We have me hitting the wrong buttons, and there we go. So yeah guys, welcome to the TQ Open number 5. We have a match between Arminius and EnroGMMA. Enro is, you can notice that he does have the tag GMMA for the team gaming and mixed martial arts. They're actually kind of cool. We've clan warred them in the past. Very solid team. GMMA stands for Gaming and Mixed Martial Arts, and their website is gmma.us, I believe. So check them out. Now, we do have Arminius, who is the Terran spot on the bottom left. The map is Xel'Naga Caverns, and this is the TQ Open. The TQ Open, which is sponsored by the team Think Quick. There's a $20 prize pool for the winner in this tournament, and we actually have had a couple TQ Opens in the past. They're all open diamond tournaments, so feel free to sign up for those in the future. And for now, we're just going to enjoy a TVT on Xel'Naga Caverns. So, I've actually played Enro in the past. He's a solid player, very solid player. I think he's on the B team for GMMA, but don't take him lightly. He's very skilled. I think he's either at 2K rated or close to 2K. He might be like 1800 or something. But I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to go, because I've seen like a bunch of some of the best matches I've actually seen are TVT. Even though a bunch of people have complained to me about TVT and how it's boring and all that, it can actually be pretty action-packed. For one, there was a really solid TVT that I saw in the last TQ Open between Quadium and Hero Fighter. They had a game on Fighting Spirit, an I-Cup Fighting Spirit, and it was ridiculously cool. The macro coming out of Quadium was ridiculous. He had control of I think it was 12 gold mineral patches, and he had 3,000 income in terms of minerals at one point, and it was a ridiculously cool game. It was just constant battling and expanding, and it was I think it was I want to say it was game 1 of their little series. But if you guys want to check that out, you definitely should. There are VODs of that on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/standardfeversc. So check that out. And for now, all I want to note is the fact that we have a tech lab, a very fast tech lab coming out from Arminius. So we actually might be seeing a Reaper come out in a moment. Yes, we do have the Reaper. Reapers are very cool. And now we're going to see if Enro can actually handle that, because not a lot of people use Reapers nowadays, which is kind of a shame. They're really cool. Now we do have Tech Lab coming on to this barracks. Probably going to be swapped. I can imagine that being swapped out for the factory, unless the factory's going to make a Hellion, and it's going to make a Marauder, because oh no, we will have them swapping out. So we'll probably see a Tank Viking from Enro. And let's just see this. We do have a Marine out in the front. Where's the Reaper's just hanging back here. Alright, so the Reaper's not going to go off and do any, okay, the Reaper is going to go off and do some stuff. But let's just see what it does. It'll most likely just go for some scout if it can't do any damage. But here we go, probably have a tank is going to come out after this. Oh no, never mind, there's not enough gas for that. He did build a starport, so he's going sort of a 1-1-1. And we do have a Hellion. Is he going to go for a blue flame drop? I think he might be going for an Infernal Pre-Igniter drop with 3 or 4 Hellions, which is actually very effective. We're going to have this Reaper that's going to come in. It's going to see the add-on, the react going on there. It's going to probably try and take out that SCV building the starport. Oh, there we go. It did not take out the SCV. It's going to come out and die to the Hellion. However, it does know that there's most likely going to be a Hellion drop coming in, but a Siege Tank and Siege Motor coming out. So I'm actually completely wrong. It's kind of a shame. But anyway, we're going to see that what is this starport going to do. So it seems like my first assumption of the Tank Viking is going to be true. We'll have a little bit of a push out with the 1 Hellion and the 2 Marines, but at this point that's not going to do much. Generally you need something more like 4 or 5 Marines and 1 Hellion, and if for that push to be a little bit earlier on in order for that really to be effective. But right now we're going to have enough Marines, just ample Marines to take out the little push coming in, and this Marauder is going to absolutely make this worthless, because it's going to tank all the damage, and there's even a Siege Tank out, so that's also going to do a good job of both tanking and doing some DPS. But Enro's going to have to pull back, or he might lose everything. There goes his Hellion, but we do have Arminius holding the ramp, just staying here. And let's see what's going to go on Command Center. So it does seem that Arminius would like to expand. Enro seems like he's just going to try and be aggressive, and we have just general stuff going on. Okay, so now we just have Enro just continuing to just macro up. He's a little bit supply box, so that's going to just hamper him a little bit. We do have this, not really a lot changing. It does seem it's going regular tank Viking. It's a very stable build. But if Arminius can get his expansion up and hold it faster than Enro decides to expand, Enro's going to be a little behind economically, and that's going to hurt him just in terms of however long the game's going to go. The longer it goes in that situation, it's always in favor for the person who's going for the expansion. And especially if Arminius can do some good harassment with this Banshee, he'll be able to win on a complete economic... Oh god, he's just going to lose the... Okay, he's alright. I was really nervous for that Banshee for a second, but Enro's going to try and push in with these Vikings and try and probably pick off that Banshee, which he could. He's going to siege up, use the Vikings for vision, and Arminius is getting hit right before he can even use any possibility of that expansion. And the Marines are just taking damage, 35 damage for each shot here. But Enro's going to try and pick off the Banshee, and instead he's going to just hurt his own Vikings. Well, let's just see what's going to go on. Oh, look at that, there's an SCV blocked behind that supply depot down there. Alright, so now we do have Enro needs to push up. Yeah, he's going to siege his tanks farther up and bring his Vikings down. He's going to bring his Vikings down. Enro's going to start bringing his Vikings down. Or not. But, the Banshee's going to take hits. He's got to bring the Vikings. There you go. If Vikings were there sooner, that would not happen. But, 3 tanks against 2. 3 tanks do win. It's fairly simple math, but, Enro's going to take off. Yep, the Banshee does go down. But Enro loses all but 1 Viking, and now Arminius' Viking is going to be able to do a lot of damage. Enro's actually trying to save this Viking by bringing over 2 SCVs, but that's not going to work. He's just going to lose his Viking, and now there are 2 SCVs in the field doing nothing. Enro did get command center built during that time, though, so he's going to be able to expand. However, he's a little bit behind by about 10 food or so from Arminius, not to mention the fact that Arminius has an orbital command, and Arminius has an army. If we look at the food count, or the income, we can see that Arminius is way ahead. He's got the double muling, he's got the expansion coming up, and Enro is now beginning to mine from his second expansion, and only morphing an orbital command now. So we do have the SCV transfer coming from Arminius, and he's going to be able to just start muling a lot. He's going to siege up. That's kind of a weird position to siege up your tanks in. He's repairing the tank, though, so that's really, really good. But if you look at this, they're kind of not covering a ton. If there are some tanks, they can get a much better tank concave over here versus these guys here. But it does seem that Arminius wants to push. He's kind of got a damaged army. He's better on the income because he does have a... Oh, look at it. He's got 2 mules saved up with this command center and another one saved up in this one. While Enro is doing a much better job at muling and using his orbital commands. We can see, though, that... we've got upgrades coming from Enro, just infantry upgrades. And we got 4 barracks. So actually, a very heavy barracks build coming from Enro. He's sort of switched off from tank Vikings since losing his Vikings and his tanks. Which is probably smart, because it takes a long time to rebuild tank Viking. While Arminius does have all of these tanks and these Vikings. So he's going to be able to do a ton of damage. Enro's just going to sacrifice a tank. That's not good. But, here we go. Enro does have a solid army over here. However... With this Viking count being greater than Enro's, the Viking will be able to snipe these guys, and then these siege tanks will be able to creep up and just slowly chip down on these siege tanks while they unsiege and move away, because without vision, the siege tanks can't attack. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people go very heavy on the Vikings and less so on the tanks, simply because they're playing defensive, and if you control the air, you'll be able to just use tanks to kill the ground. They kill the ground slowly. Oh, we actually have drop going to come down. But here we go. There's the siege tank falling, or the Viking falling. But we have Enro coming in, trying to snipe off these tanks using infantry over here, and that actually will work. So Enro is now swings back in this game. He's not lost a single one of his tanks that he has left, and he took out a solid chunk of Arminius' army. We have 2 more tanks from Arminius, but really we have also this drop that's going to come in down, and we're going to see if Enro can actually make good use of that. Alright, so let's just see what's going on. We can see that Stim is actually getting researched for Enro right now, so he's really going to go infantry heavy. And if he can do a good job of sniping the tanks before losing almost everything there, that would help him a lot. But there we go. Now we just have Vikings out for Arminius, and there's 1 tank that's just no rally point up there, I would assume. But we do have this drop. It is doing a lot of damage. you can see that it's killing a lot of SCVs, but this Marauder's there. The Vikings actually took out the medevac though, so, but oh god, these three guys are still alive. Enro is doing a really good job with this, just with this little drop, taking out a ton of SCVs.